2024 and call the meeting to order. Cherie, do you have any speakers?
No one signed up to speak this morning.
Okay. Did you have a couple announcements? You want to make them now or wait till the
I
end?
do. I have an announcement to make. The beach access at Escatawpa River, the beach access to Escatawpa River at Escatawpa Hollow Park and Campground is reopened. So the water levels were high and the currents were swift, and so it has been closed for a few days. And so just in time for Memorial Day, the beach is open.
All right. Thank you. Mr. Kerr.
Thank you, sir. Ask the Commission to consider the following. Item 1, approve a list of claims. 2, hold public hearings so any citizen of the county shall be given an opportunity to be heard for or against any item related to the statement of revenues, expenditures, and changes in fund balance report. 3, adopt resolution authorizing request of probate court to dispose of certain items from fixed assets inventory list, declare as surplus property, and donate miscellaneous pens and highlighters that were returned from precincts after previous elections to local school systems. 4, authorize advertising for bids, Africatown Heritage House drainage improvements. 5, authorize advertising for bids for practice field lighting for Tanner Williams Community Park. 6, approve renewal of professional services agreement with JGBAG Inc. related to inspection services for a second one-year term. 7, authorize request for proposals for consultant services for the coordination and preparation of the 2025 to 29 Consolidated Plan for U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development Entitlement Programs, Community Development Block Grant, Home and Emergency Solution Grants. 8, approve service order with Unity Fiber to add a managed router to the recently completed 100 megabit per second Ethernet connection between service addresses at South Broad Street and St. Joseph Street. This completes the work approved by the Commission at the March 11th agenda item 25 with no additional cost. 9, approve amending annual appropriation contract with the Center for the Living Arts doing business as Alabama Contemporary Arts Center to increase the contract amount from $110,000 to $117,800. The additional funds in the amount of $7,800 for the exhibition Threads of Disintegration, an artist dinner honoring the life and work of Pinky M.M. Bass. The additional funds are to be divided as follows. 10, approve appropriation contract with the Senior Citizen Services doing business as Via Health Fitness and Enrichment Center in the total amount of $5,000 for its Cheers to the Years Gala. Funds divided as follows. 11, approve appropriation contract with Youth on the Winning Side in the amount of $7,500 from District 1 Education Funds for its Youth Music Workshops and Scholarship Program. 12, approve appropriation contract with the Hispanic American Business Association of the Gulf Coast in the amount of $40,000 from District 1 Commission funds for operational expenses. 13, approve appropriation contract with the Pact Players doing business as the Pact Theater Company Foundation in the total amount of $3,000 for its summer camp scholarship program with funds divided as follows. 14, adopt resolution authorizing joint purchasing agreements with municipalities for purchases off the county's annual bids as follows. 15, approve joint purchasing agreements with municipalities to pay the cost of all materials purchased off of the county's annual bids as follows. 16,
Here.
Legal.
You are,
Commission,
Testing. Yeah.
I believe that these are just, I'll double check for you, but I believe these are just so that these cities can piggyback off of the bids that we put out as a
Right.
county. So I believe that this is just the renewal of that, but I'll be
but it's
happy
for,
to check.
it's for this forthcoming fiscal year, right?
Okay, yeah, I understand what they are. It's just like we're almost at the end of a fiscal year.
Right.
So that's why I was asking whether it's,
I believe that is correct, but we will double check on those
I will.
dates.
okay, thank you.
Is it working? It's working,
Oh, it's on now.
yeah.
Okay, turn this on.
Technology.
Well, this time it wasn't operator error.
So noted. All right, 16. Approve agreement among Mobile County Sheriff's Office, and the City of Chickasaw to house City of Chickasaw prisoners in the amount of $50 per day.
I have maybe a concern because is this an extension of an agreement? I know that we house some municipalities, but I guess my concern is, yeah, all I hear in the media and really just see in my own research is that we don't really have enough room for our own prisoners. So, I mean,
Well, this emanated from Frank Cassidy calling me from communications that Frank Cassidy had with the mayor of the city of Chickasaw. And I can't speak for the amount of room they have at Metro. You know, the Sims has a contract for housing municipal prisoners, as does Dolphin Island, as does Pritchard.
and I mean, we're now housing pretty much, I mean, we're required to house all felonies, all
Yeah,
felons.
these are strictly
And then when you go-
municipal offense
Right.
convictions or failure to appears that might be
Right,
incarcerated.
all misdemeanors, but
They're all misdemeanors.
I
So I
just,
don't know, Commissioner, that would be,
I'll
better
call the
poised to
sheriff
Frank.
today because I don't know how, I mean, I don't know how many I don't want to not help these municipalities out, but if we're having trouble housing the prisoners that we have, I just don't want us to get in a situation
my
where
guess
we're
is the number is small.
overcrowded, like, which I think we already are overcrowded in our jail.
And this was the per diem 20 years ago. I can't believe that.
That's the number they gave to me.
Okay.
So, you know,
Talking about the price-wise, price-wise?
yeah, that number's been out there for a long time.
Okay.
Now, this, so your commissioner knows, the contract as drafted and presented and approved by Chickasaw does not require the sheriff to transport prisoners to or from court in Chickasaw or their jail. They'll have to bring them, pick them up, and does not include any audio, visual, or, you know, type hearings.
Why, they have a jail in Chickasaw. I mean, I assume
guess
that the
is
reason
it's-
why is because if you can pay $50 per day per prisoner that you have, it's a lot easier to outsource it than to run your own jail.
I'm sure it's a lot cheaper to outsource it $50 a day than it is to maintain. Their jail is old and has been there a long time.
I'll give the sheriff a call and see if,
But again, I got it from Frank.
thank you.
Yes, sir.
You can't even get a room in Mobile for $50 a night.
I can tell you where.
Go to jail in Chickasaw and you can get a room for $50 a night.
It won't be the Ritz-Carlton, I'm pretty sure, down there.
All right.
17.
I don't even know what the Ritz-Carlton is, Jay.
Maybe the Days Inn, they'll leave the light on for you.
All right, Eddie, move on.
17, approve contract amendment number 3 with Thompson Engineering for the Mobile County Civil Rights and Cultural Heritage District Master Plan to add Task 4, Building Assessment to the Mobile Area Mardi Gras Association Legacy Center. 18, approve change order number 2 with Rogers and Willard for Levert Building Wall Repairs. This change will decrease the contract by $1,200, and the new contract total will be in the amount of $126,655.84. 19, award bid to Tyndall Construction for James T. Strickland Youth Center intake renovations for their total bid in the amount of $132,872. Funds divided as follows. 20, authorize subrecipient agreement with Boys and Girls Clubs of South Alabama in the amount of up to $30,000 of Community Development Block Grant funds to provide comprehensive 6-week youth enrichment summer programs at sites in the town of Mount Vernon and the city of Citronelle that will serve low to moderate income youth living in those jurisdictions. 21, authorize adopting revision to the 2023 park rules and updating rates for RV camping at Mobile County River Delta Marina and Campground. 22, approve agreement for grant funds approved in the September 25th minutes for the Community Traffic Safety Program through the Alabama Department of Economic and Community Affairs for overtime of traffic safety enforcement for the Selective Traffic Enforcement Program, Hotspot Impaired Driving Program, and the Drive Sober or Get Pulled Over. Requested by the Southwest Regional Highway Safety Office for the law enforcement agency as follows.
Andrew was here. I think this is just another agency to the program that we had questions about a couple weeks back. Correct, Andrew? Yep. Thank you.
23, approve change order number 3 with SC Stagner Contracting for project Isom Clemens Memorial Civil Rights Park. This change order will increase the contract by $53,938.10 and increase the contract time by 149 calendar days. The new contract amount is $1,475,560.08. This amount exceeds the previously obligated funded by $15,053.33, which will be paid from Cost Center 26.
Matthew. So it's going to take 6 months to run that under the line?
No, ma'am. So there's been design challenges through the project,
Okay,
and this change order is going to catch us up on all those design challenges that have delayed things.
okay, so it's not 6 more
Yes,
months
ma'am.
going?
That's
I got
right.
you.
He should only need about a month to complete the whole project.
Okay, all right, thank you.
24, approve contract between the Mobile County Commission and ETM for ongoing cartograph asset management professional support services in the amount of not to exceed $30,000. 25, approve amendment to the Mobile County Commission American Rescue Plan Act Strategic Spending Plan approved August 1st, 2022 to increase award for the Escatawba Area Water Storage Tank and Water Main from $1,639,900 to $1,839,900. 26, approve sponsorship agreement with We Matter Community Association in the amount of $2,000 from District 1 Education Funds for its Alabama Gulf Coast Environmental Justice Summit 2024. 27, adopt resolution to declare the parcels of real property located at 2200 Susie B. Ansley Street surplus as the county no longer needs the real property for governmental use pending legal review.
What's the plan with them after we declare them surplus, sell them?
So they're in Africatown, and there is a nonprofit that we set up, the Africatown Redevelopment Corporation. We're going to deed them to them, and then they're going to build houses
Okay.
in that community.
28, Approve authorization of the transfer of the county-owned parcels of real property located at 2200 Suzie B. Ansley Street to Africatown Redevelopment Corporation by statutory warranty deed, closing costs to be paid by Mobile County Commission pending legal review. 29, consider taking the following action on bids. .30, approve renewal of software agreement with Unity Fiber under the current state of Alabama contract for security software and multi-factor authentication and the total amount of $148,618.34 for the Mobile County Commission. 31, approve 3-year chiller service agreement with Train US under the current purchasing cooperative for the locations as follows. 32, approve 36-month lease agreement with Sharp Electronics Corporation under the current state of Alabama contract for one Sharp copier in the amount of $137.53 per month for the electronics department. And Commissioners, we do have one add-on this morning. Add-on number 1, approve right-of-way agreement with Victor Crawford as an owner of the real property located at 1407 Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Avenue for the purposes of inspection of the building located upon the property.
You really should read right of access, so it's a typo in, or for somebody's, right of access agreement. Right of access agreement. Oh, excuse me, entry, either way. Right of entry agreement.
Right of entry agreement?
Just so they can go in and look at it, the plan is for part of Commissioner Ludgood's redevelopment is to acquire that building, and there's some title issues that are being worked out, so this will allow our team or consultants to at least look inside and see what needs or should be done before we buy it. No cost to the county on this particular item.
And Commissioners, we will have an Indigent Care Board meeting on Tuesday.
All right, thank
And to
you.
remind, we do have an executive session on Tuesday, which will, I ask y'all to budget at least an hour.
All right.
Thank you.
Ms. Sanderson?
Okay, number 1, approved preliminary and final plat of Kate Kyle subdivision on Repole Road and preliminary and final plat of Peruse Place on Old Pascagoula Road. Number 2, recommend assenting to the interim county
Kim,
engineer.
would you pull your mic a little closer to you? Mhm. Thank you.
All right, is that better?
Yeah.
All right. Number 2, recommend assenting to the interim county engineer's approval of an extension for the preliminary plat for 1 year for Johnson Ranch Phases 1 and 2. Number 3, recommend assenting to the interim county engineer's approval of an extension for the preliminary plat for 1 year for Westlake Village. Number 4, adopt resolution approving preliminary engineering right-of-way and construction agreement for an A-Trip 2 project with the state of Alabama, acting by and through the Alabama Department of Transportation for project intersection improvements, a roundabout at State Route 193 and Foul River Road, and authorize the President of the Commission to execute the resolution and agreement on behalf of Mobile County. Number 5, approve final plat of Beverly Gardens Unit 4 off Beverly Gardens Drive West and 2 Mile Road, and authorize the interim county engineer to sign the plat and to update the following streets in the private road inventory to include the following. These streets have been constructed to a paved private road standard and certified by the developer's professional engineer. Number 6, authorize the interim county engineer to update the following street in the private road inventory: Ellie Lane, This street has been constructed to a paved private road standard and certified by the developer's professional engineer. Number 7, approves setting the following speed limits as listed below for segments of roads, subdivisions, requested by Engineering and Public Works. And number 8, approve the functional classification of the following roads as listed below. And that's functional reclassification, which is just a change on Cuss Fork Road from a residential road to a major local. Number 9 is approving the functional classification of the following roads as listed below, and these are new subdivision streets. And number 10, approve intergovernmental agreement between Mobile County and the City of Mobile for street resurfacing west of Cody Road between Old Shell Road and Dickens Ferry Road, with county performing resurfacing work and city appropriating $18,848 for asphalt materials requested by Engineering and Public Works. And that is all we got for today.
All right, thank you.
What's number 10? That's a kind of an unusual thing.
Commissioners, that's, we were looking at doing a resurfacing project there. We have several roads, Oak, Holly, Center, Border Circle. They're surrounded by the city of Mobile. So while we were doing those streets, we wanted to work an agreement with the city.
Okay.
So while we're resurfacing, we'll just continue 100 feet, a couple hundred feet on each of those roads.
Okay,
They purchase the asphalt and we'll do the work.
all right, thank you.
All right. Do you have anything? Do you have anything else, Cherie? Any other announcements?
Other than we're closed for Memorial Day.
Yeah, that's correct. And also, we will be closed on Monday, and the meetings, commission meeting will be Tuesday. But as a reminder, it will be at 9:30 instead of 10 o'clock. So if there's no further business, we'll stand adjourned until Tuesday at 9:30.